Drake Maye, to me, in his first start, looked comfortable, but it was anything but around him. The offensive line, now for the second week in a row, not the worst offensive line in the league, but clearly still not. It's clearly still not up to standard, we'll say. Drake Maye was uncomfortable in that role in that he didn't have enough time back there, but for the most part, what I saw from him that I didn't see from Jacoby Brissett, when Drake Maye had time, he looked comfortable. Jacoby Brissett, when he had time, was still skittish. So Drake Maye, obviously, with this being his first start, maybe he'll get to that point where he's skittish too, but I didn't see that. I felt like he was comfortable in the pocket when it was clean. I also felt like he was very decisive with the ball. There were times I saw him throw away the ball, and I love that. Seeing that from a young quarterback, I know it's a throwaway, you lose it down, but you're not holding on to the ball.
And you're
not
living to play
throwing
another
picks,
down.
and you live to play another down. Now, there were some hits, as you mentioned, that were a little concerning. No fault of his, but it is what it is. He's going to get blasted behind this offensive line, but I like George that I saw from him what we saw from UNC. He's tough. He has moxie. He gets up. He could take a pounding. He got hit in his throwing shoulder, and we all were holding our breath like, oh, boy, here we go. No problem. Came right back in the game,
his
throwing
elbow
darts.
was like almost touching the middle of his spine, how it got bent.
Not good.
It was scary, but he was fine.
And that big cat landed on him on top of that. But he got up, kept it moving. Listen, I like what I saw from him. There was no quit. There was moxie. He was decisive with the football. My issue is the same as yours with the offensive line, the lack of receivers. And then really the big one for me, this Alex Van Pelt guy, it's just not going to work out. I've already seen enough to where I just don't like him. I don't, George. When Jacoby Brissett was in there and you ran a vanilla offense in terms of there's no creativity because Jacoby Brissett can't move, the line stinks, I get it. I gave him a pass, I think, although I wanted him to run the ball way more against Miami. Bygones are bygones. But when Drake Maye came in, I thought for sure we'd see more RPO, design runs, get Drake on the move. No, it's the same offense as Jacoby Brissett, play calling wise. What are you doing? I mean, where's the creativity with this kid? Also, with as athletic as Drake Maye is, I have to imagine he would appreciate that. He would feel more comfortable on the move a little bit, making some of these throws, using that athleticism to make some snap decisions. We didn't see that at all by design. We saw Drake Maye doing that organically, but we didn't see it by design. I hate that too. It feels to me, George, everything's working against this kid. Everything. From the blocking to the weapons or lack thereof, to the lack of creativity, play calling wise, to playing one of the best teams in the league in the Texans. Yet still, we saw glimmers of hope from this kid.
I think with Alex Van Pelt, what he's going to do, and keep in mind, this is a 22-year-old rookie who had 26 starts in college, making his NFL debut. Bad offensive line, bad receiving room, no run game, again, against a really good defense. Alex Van Pelt, you have to ease him into the NFL, though. And there is a way of, let's get in, we're going to run some stuff, a lot of shotgun heavy, a lot of 11-12 personnel. He walked away with 3 touchdown passes, which all 3 were great throws.
They were.
And we'll go through those. But I think it's going to be AVP easing Drake Maye along the way. I'm with you, though. Like, where are the RPOs? Where are the read options that we saw in the preseason even?
Right.
But against this defense, with this offensive line, and where the hits he were taking when he was getting hit was bad. I mean, sacked 4 times, hit another 10. 13 of the Texans' 14 pressures were unblitzed pressures. That's anytime if you're touching the quarterback while he throws or you're moving him off his spot on his drop back. You make a move in the pocket, you speed him up. And at times, Drake Maye looked sped up. I did want to see more from Alex Van Pelt. And again, it was bad false starts by offensive linemen. It was even Drake Maye not knowing snap count, but that's what you're going to get with a new center. There were a lot of miscues, and still they were up in penalties. 9 penalties, about 50 yards of penalty yardage. At least he's down from 12 and 105. I did want to see more from Alex Van Pelt. But again, it is what is he cooking with the ingredients that he's handed. That's the thing. And that's where I'm going to give a little leeway, especially in this defensive matchup. Don't make it too hard on the kid. allow Drake Maye to make quick decisions, and that's what gets him out of trouble. At times, holding on to the ball too long. Like one of his sacks, he had 5 seconds in the pocket before he was taken down. I think it was Will Anderson rushing off the left side and hit him from behind on the final sack of the game for Will Anderson. So at times, you see him with 5 seconds in the pocket and moving. The one I'll give you, though, remember Drake Maye earlier in the week said, I'm not going to hunt off platform.
Yeah.
Let me stay on schedule. One of his best throws was fleeing to the right side, off-platform throw to Hunter Henry for the first down.
He's gifted.
I see that, and that's where Alex Van Pelt, I want to see him watching that game against the Texans and going, I got to let him loose. I got to let him play a little bit. I need to protect him. And I have to say, hey, you're going to go ahead, be off platform, but be quick. No, you have to get the ball out. Someone's hunting. But I would like to see him broken out of his jacket a little bit.
Sure.
Just let him go and let him be free.
You would think as the season goes on, maybe you will see that and where they feel more comfortable with him. But going back to what you said, the one play, you thought he held it a little bit too long. Will Anderson, cleans his clock out there. But listen, some of that stuff is gift and curse stuff. Just like you said, hey, I like the off-platform play where he brought time and got it to Hunter Henry. It's the same on that sack you're saying. You got to live with some of the stuff with his gifts, with what he brings athletically. Sometimes he is going to hold the ball too long, maybe get into some hero ball stuff, and either take a sack or throw a pick or whatever. In fact, he had 2 picks in this game. One of them I didn't even blame him for. It was off the hands and into it. Remember, it was a crazy pick.
It was Will Anderson tipped at the line of scrimmage. They were going for a screen, and Eric Murray, the D-back for the Texans, was taking on the block from Austin Hooper, saw the ball, and he literally he reached behind him. Like, if this is Austin Hooper, he's up on his shoulder pads doing what a defender should.
Play,
and
bro.
Austin Hooper's doing – that's the one where I said that second interception, I tipped my hat, and he got him.
Yes.
What I like to point out with Drake Maye, too, let's go through his 3 touchdown passes. Okay. But his final one doesn't happen without his first interception of the game.
Okay.
Second possession, Pop Douglas across the middle. Drake Maye, clean pocket, not rushed, sails the ball over the middle. It's intercepted. And I go, hey, rookie, first start, accuracy issues are an issue. His first touchdown pass was that 40-yard bomb to Kayshon Boutte, dropped it in the bucket. His second one was a play action when you have no run game, 12 personnel. Austin Hooper on the left side hits him for his second touchdown. But the third came after. He hit Pop Douglas over the middle again, under pressure, threw it behind him, and we saw Drake Maye hitting his helmet like, I had him. And we all said, if you let him, that's a touchdown. His final touchdown of the game, the same pass he was intercepted on, the same pass he threw behind Pop Douglas, that same pass, under pressure, in stride, hit Pop Douglas, let him, pop, 35-yard touchdown. That is huge for any NFL quarterback.
Yes.
And a guy in Drake Maye that is, you're down, you got nothing to lose, F it, throw it downfield. He's making winning throws. He's not dropping back and going, I can't lose a game. The game's already lost, but he's not dropping back and going, I can't make mistakes. This is a throw I have to make, and he made it. After messing it up twice, the first one, the biggest error, egregious. After messing it up twice,
learned
third time, exactly, on the fly, T. That's what makes Drake Maye special. And that's when you get him with a competent offensive line, with a more talented skill group, with a starting running back. Ramondre Stevenson was out. All this stuff going. You see the flashes of what makes him a top 3 pick and why I liked him over Jaden Daniels. I still have my worry, though, because this is week 6. He has 11 more games.
And he took some shots.
11 more games.
He took some shots in this game, dog. Like that definitely worries me, but we knew that coming in. But listen, I want to see the toughness. I want to see the moxie. I saw all those things from him. And I just hope that they can improve across the board in terms of his protection and certainly that play calling. So Patriots lose 41-21 to the Texans. We are getting your reactions as well. Let us know what you thought of Drake Maye's performance, 617-790-0928. Leave us voicemails. Also email us, the chat at nesson.com. Do you feel better now as we look at the schedule? Because we always talk about the upcoming schedule for the Patriots. And it's usually doom and gloom, and it still could be, but do you feel more confident now as you look at the schedule for them with some of these upcoming teams? Certainly, we know the London game next week. I mean, the way the Jaguars are right now, I'm surprised that coach Doug Peterson still has a damn job as of the recording of this podcast. But, all of a sudden, with how we saw Drake Maye play against the Texans, is that Jacksonville game coin flip? Is that a game Drake Maye is going to go across the pond and win?
It's a bad Jacksonville team.
It's a terrible Jacksonville.
This is rock bottom.
Terrible.
Like Trevor Lawrence looks terrible.
They're talking about there's quit in that locker room. Those are direct quotes from players.
I believe it. And if they weren't having back-to-back London games, if that was not scheduled for them, they would have a new head coach next week.
Yes.
In London, which will be a home game for the Jaguars. They're going to stay out there, so they'll be more acclimated. Like Patriots, this is a thing of Drake Maye. So you go from playing a really hard defense, much softer defense, the worst pass D in the league, and a really bad run defense as well. But, hey, stuff's going to change. Whatever routine you have, forget it. Because you're going to be playing a 9:30 kickoff, at least East Coast time. Like, you have to get used to that. That's what's tough. It's tough to see the Patriots being favored. But, man, if this is a pick'em and if it's Patriots -1 pick'em, I wouldn't be astonished. It was a pick'em.
Yeah.
And London Bears Jags, which surprised me. But getting to your point and what you're actually answering, Jacksonville does feel winnable, which never felt that way with how the offense was with Jacoby.
That's right.
And I think that's what's huge. Get away from the stats. Get away from the offensive line play. When you watch the quarterback play alone, Patriots fans have to be optimistic because they had to know. If you were coming into this week thinking, I'm hoping the Pats win, that was not, honestly, that was not reality. But you wanted to walk away feeling good about the quarterback position, and you have to. And I think that's what's important for Patriots fans.
Yep.
Same thing into next week. Just the fact that we're saying they could win the game. That's what Drake made changes with his ceiling on his arm strength, which we saw, his rushing ability, and the kid was making first, second, third read throws. It wasn't one read go. One read, get it out. At times, getting the ball out quick, taking what the defense gave him. But knowing him and Kayshon Boutte both said, they communicated, defense is sitting a lot on our routes. Let's hit him over the top. And that's what they did for that 40-yard touchdown.
Sure.
This Jacksonville game, because you said there's a lot of quit in that locker room, now it does feel winnable. Because
it does.
The Pats, short end of the stick. Jerod Mayo said it. We failed him. We failed Drake Maye. Coaching staff, team.
He's right.
Failed Drake Maye. 1,000%.
He's right.
Full stop, Jerod. You failed Drake Maye. Your coaching staff failed Jacoby last week. The week before, you're failing Drake Maye right now.
Yep.
In a matchup with Jacksonville, the fact that we're even entertaining the thought of the Patriots winning, that is so important for this locker room.
Sure.
And important for Drake and this franchise moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched a rookie quarterback kick butt in London. And so, in Caleb Williams. So I think we could see that again this week.
And think about your boy Caleb.
Yeah.
Who I love him too.
Yeah.
Cool. Think about him start one of his NFL career. Then start two.
It was bumpy.
Start three.
It was bumpy.
Start four.
Now he's starting to come around. Yeah.
Caleb Williams throwing for 225.
Completely different player.
He broke off 2 huge runs, being decisive with the ball, which he can do. That's his legs upside.
Yep.
So now let's start to think of Drake Maye start 1, start 2. What Caleb has, tackles that figured it out, an offensive coordinator that adapted.
Weapons.
A running game that showed up. Yeah, I didn't even get to the receiver.
Yeah.
But exactly.
Crazy.
But that's where, when we see what Caleb did to Jacksonville, again, there's Drake Maye today, and there will be Drake Maye 4 weeks from now. I think that's so important with the patience fans have to have, but also the standard. We want to see growth. You mentioned Alex Van Pelt.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm not the biggest fan.
No.
But I am being patient. It's like when you're raising kids. You don't give them the whole smorgasbord right away.
Right.
You like peas. You like rice. You like pizza. You like pasta, chicken.
Yep.
Then you start to ease them in. Bite by bite, food by food.
Right.
I don't have kids. But that's what AVP has to do with Drake Maye. You have to ease them along, but we want to see more. As a parent, you challenge your kids. That's how they grow up.
That's right.
As an offensive coordinator, challenge your quarterback. That's how he's going to grow up.